Beneath the golden hour sun, master artisans brace against limestone plinths, anchoring the bedrock of a rising empire. Their measured breaths sync with the dormant hum of the Aethel Spire, forging a foundation that will soon command the restless seas. Deep within the basalt veins of the city, engineers channel the Earth's raw fury into the metropolis. Their steady gaze tracks the pulsing magma conduits, ensuring the amber glow of the central spire steadily feeds the waking civilization above. As the first light of dawn bleeds across the mountain peaks, scholars map the celestial pathways. Through brass lenses, they chart the eastern horizon, directing the gaze of an empire toward the waiting trade fleets and vast, uncharted waters. The reinforced galleys slip past the stone quays, their synchronized oars cutting through glassy waters. Guided by the steady blue radiance of the distant tower, the seasoned crews ride the gentle swell toward territories that will soon bear their legacy. Within the marble corridors of power, artisans align the heavy crystalline conduits that pulse with rhythmic energy. Their unwavering stances ensure the geometric shadows cast by the network remain perfectly balanced, sustaining the heartbeat of the sprawling ancient dominion. On the polished obsidian floors of the inner sanctum, bronze-armored guardians stand in silent, unbroken line, each posture rigid, each breath measured, their vigilance unwavering. They guard the sacred energy core, its hum a quiet pulse that sustains the city's. Along the weathered coastal ramparts, defenders brace against the rising tide and the gathering storm. A raised command baton signals the horizon as hostile sails emerge from the mist, while the distant central tower flickers with urgent defensive power. Drifting silently over submerged ruins, scholars lower brass instruments into the dark waters to chart the deep currents. Their quiet observations record the ocean's ancient secrets, mapping the hidden pathways that will one day carry their descendants to safety. High upon the wind-swept spires, engineers anchor themselves against the gale, gripping copper rods that draw the sky's fury. As lightning arcs stabilize and channel raw power downward, they master the vast atmospheric tempests that fuel the city's ambitions. Beneath the flickering crimson warnings, seismologists track the violent oscillation of bronze dials as the Earth begins to fracture. The central crystal shudders with a low hum, casting an urgent glow that signals the first tremors of continental. Within the circular chamber, elders weigh the trembling floor against the holographic projections of their failing city. As the distant spire pulses with frantic crimson light, they draft the final strategies that will determine whether their civilization endures or fades. Against the rising tide, laborers drive heavy timber braces into the crumbling seawall, fighting to seal the widening breaches. The central tower's radiance dims as power diverts to the defensive barriers, while the relentless ocean demands its ancient due. At the frantic dockyards, commanders coordinate the desperate embarkation of survivors onto reinforced escape vessels. Above them, the apex crystal shatters completely, its fading lights swallowed by storm clouds as the fleet prepares to abandon the vast Along the flooded plaza threshold, armored defenders stand shoulder to shoulder against the churning waters. Their reinforced poles brace against the groaning stone as the submerged base of the tower glows faintly, pointing the way toward the open escape routes. Wading through the rising waters of the underground archives, scholars secure heavy stone tablets before the deluge claims them. Nearby, shattered crystal fragments drift in the current, emitting a soft luminescence that preserves the Empire's memory. Upon the rolling quarterdeck, admirals grip the thick wooden helm as gale force winds with their heavy coats. Through the tempest, they guide the Exodus fleet past the vanishing ruins, steering the survivors toward a horizon that promises a new dawn. On the rugged cliffs of a distant shoreline, scouts lower their brass tubes to survey the calm bay below. Resting in the lead explorer's palm, a single crystalline shard catches the morning sun, signaling the first safe harbor in centuries. Along the cleared timber frames of a new settlement, builders lay the first permanent foundations. A heavy stone plumb line ensures perfect alignment as the recovered crystal rests in the cornerstone, its steady pulse mirroring the resilient spirit of the people. Around the crackling council fire, storytellers raise their carved staffs to address the gathered community. Their recovered crystal glows warmly upon the central altar, casting long shadows as the elders pass the ancient history and enduring legacy to the next generation. Upon the elevated stone ruins, bronze-armored sentinels stand watch over the thriving settlement. The recovered crystal now crowns the new temple spire, radiating an unbroken light that mirrors the original city, ensuring the legend of Atlantis will never truly sink.